Socials.
Okay. Testing microphone 1 2. Testing microphone 1 2. Okay, that's good. Let's do some limitations. RAM and CPU limiter. Let's not do network, that's fine. Alright, things should be going okay now, hopefully. I'm not sure. Let me pin this social link here. And then press start a poll over here. Go. Thanks for stopping by! Exclamation point. Mind leaving a like? Question mark. Here we go. Liked it. And then subbed to. All right. Hey, there's a couple of viewers here already. That's nice. Thanks for being here, viewers. Feel free to say hi in the chat.
Hi in the chat.
Teehee. That was a bad joke on my part. No, but I wanted to test this as well. Yeah, there's something going on.
Socials.
Okay. Let me try seeing if there's anything going on in the voice meter. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Okay. I don't know what it is. There's something up with this microphone as well.
Did you worry where I was? I was gone for like a month. Would have popped in just to say hi, but my own health struggles were affecting me as well as caring for mom. Hope I didn't worry you or Manta too.
I'm, well, worried is it's not just worried, but there's a, I think the word is just not the word here. It says I remember you, right? I didn't know that you were going. I wouldn't be worried because I don't know you personally, so I guess it's less than worried. But yeah, it's more like, oh yeah, I remember you, and you were here, and you were contributing to the channel and stuff, and chatting. So it is, I remember you. I'll be honest. Uh, I have people coming into the chat and disappearing all the time. That's nothing unusual. I even have people come in and pay and then just leave.
That's okay. I just make quick connections with people and forget not every is like that.
Yeah, but it is kind of let me just turn on my face cam so I could chat with you properly. Just give me a second.
Everyone asterisk.
Yep. And the little manta dude's working fine now. That's good. Switching the audio sources back and forth seems to have worked. And yeah, it's less the fact that, well, the thing about as much as this is a thing, chatting and playing video games here and stuff is a thing, it's still parasocial, right? You know, but it is not.
Happy to hear you, see you again, and to know you are doing better, though.
Yeah.
Noah.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I'm always happier to know that people are doing well, and I acknowledge even more if people aren't doing well, but they show up on my stream anyways. And I'm just thankful that I could make a difference to people, because it is, because life. The thing about why I'm streaming, one of the motivators of why I'm streaming is just that I hope that I could bring people out of their, just make people aware of, what's a good way of saying it, is that I want, it's even more than entertainment. It's the fact that I could make some sort of a difference in people's lives. They could come in and just say that, oh, there's this dude here who's doing what he loves, as well as trying to contribute to the world whichever way he can. So that's the gist of things. Like, I feel blessed to be able to do that. So, and there's also, I think the Japanese have a saying. They say ichigo ichie, meaning that every meeting is the first and the last. So you never know. You assume to live the kind of life you do with a certain rhythm to it and a certain comfort to it. But every single time, that we meet with someone, or every person you meet, it could very well be the first and last interaction you have with them. And I treat interactions that way, certainly, to an extent, especially after my accident. And I tend to try to, instead of appeal or just talk randomly and just chit chat, I feel like I want to create as much of a difference as I can. Wait, what happened to my... Did something happen to my YouTube? No, right? Huh. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's just that I turned on the CPU requirements on the thing, so it's taking its time to
YouTube
render.
Is fine.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I always love to make that difference, and getting to do this at all and monetizing it is just a bit of a dream for me. If I grow into a much larger YouTuber or a larger streamer than I am now, I'm always going to be thankful for the opportunity to do this as a living. While I'm branching out to writing and other things, it does feel like I could do that. But yeah, anyways, shall we begin? I'm gonna start by thanking my members first. Thank you, Mana, Apilux, Rand, Fralvite, Gachapat, Amislam, and Chris Burton for being members at the time of streaming, getting to watch vids early, and cool badges and emojis. So you make the stream possible. Also, thank you, Mana, for the dono. We've reached the threshold that I'm going to only receive the money by the end of this month, so thank you for the generous dono. I can't
Shield
thank you
Maiden
enough.
Is amazing. Hope you like it.
Yes, I will. I'm like I said, synchronicity. I'm going to listen to it and see if it triggers some sort of inspiration. I can't find the dono anymore. Ah,
Ori,
damn it.
Shield Maiden. I shall check it out as well.
Yes. But yeah, anyways. So let me first off, where is it?
Okay.
Go to my collection. Not create a new collections. I'm going to go to home, community, go to workshop, and I'm going to, not my profile. Let's go to my home. Let's go to library and yeah, okay. Just give me a second. I'm going to switch to my face cam first. And then I'm going to boot the game. Oh no, we all lost the game. Going to boot my Civ 6. I'm not sure which window I'm going to stream it on yet. Which one's the most appropriate. And basically go through all the various different things. I'm also going to give Manta here. Where is it? I'm going to go to... I have to jump into the Civ 6 workshop. And then go
We will never lose the game. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yep. Okay. Let me just go to... Where is it? Here? Collections. Wait, is the audio coming through? Yeah. I might need to turn down the game audio. Or remove the music.
Hello everyone.
Hi, Master Chief. Thanks for being here, buddy. I'll need to turn down the music in the game just so that I don't get demonetized.
Hi, Chief.
And of course, after a while, the PNG tubers being...
No problem. You're welcome.
What was I doing? I got distracted. I needed to... yes. I was in the middle of sharing my collection. So first off, Mana, you'll need this. If you're going to... No. Buy I'm Biggie collection. This is my Civ 6 Essentials. So let me just copy. And then paste. This is the Civ 6 Essentials mod list. So we're going with that for this game. And I think, I'm not sure if this is the most appropriate screen. Let's go ahead and go to the game dev screen here. Or should we go with this PC screen? We could try this one. And we'll go, where's the game screen here? Not this one. Window. Is it this one? No, not this. That's the PNG tuber. That's the checklist. We don't need that. Not this one. What happened to the game capture? Is this one? Okay. Yep. Why are you not capturing the game footage? Okay. Damn it. Okay. Let's go audio. Let's turn off the music. As amazing as the music is. And let's go graphics and no, windowed is correct. Um, okay, 4 passes. Um, that's correct. GPU. Why is this not rendering? Okay. Civ 6 is a bit of a well, it does. Okay, just give me a second. Why is this not working for window captures? That's so weird. It is a very different vibe. Just give me a second while I reposition things here. Are you seriously going to... Okay, let me just try to add a new source completely. Game capture Civ 6. Windows Civilization 6. So weird. Why is it not capturing? Oh no, is it the good old capturing problem of okay. To keep okay, I could let me close this. Hooray. Let's just exit this. Um I'm going to open it again, but now I'm going to the game library and see if I could actually boot it up differently. Manage properties. Okay. I might need to downgrade to DX11 here for compatibility. Why are you not capturing? I've been switched to 11. Or maybe... Okay, let me just... Is it? Transform. Reset. Ugh, none of this is working. Why is the window capture for this game not working? It was working before when I tested it. Properties. Capture method. Finally, there we are. Okay. Hooray. Right. Okay. We're here. Um, let's not finish that sentence. Let's see what else we need to do. Free Shavaka do. I want to get as much detail on screen as I can. Hmm. There we go. Down. Yeah, I guess that's good enough. Right. So, Civilization 6. Wonderful. Let me do a little bit of file exploration here to go to my list of music downloads. And is there anything I could play? That won't freak people off. Yep. Okay. Never mind. Let's just keep things as is. If you have any, well, I could open up my whatchamacallit playlist, my Suno playlist. Definitely. Okay, go to my library. Go to my playlist of the Saint Zara, and play. Oh, creepy. It's gonna be rough because it's it is way too loud. Give me a second. I'm trying to. Oh no. Oh no. Nope. I minimized the window. That's bad. Yep. Yep. Give me a second. Ah, damn it. What did I do? Bye-bye. Thanks for being here, buddy. But yeah, the music is part of a series of songs that I that I downloaded. Or that no, not that I downloaded, that I use Suno to generate. So let me just try to open this up. I'll just add to the playlist in my VLC, I guess. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, it did. Literally, the only um, I'm gonna download the MP3 of this. Yeah, I know. Give me a second. Everything's breaking. Give me a second. Is it the TTS's audio input? Okay. I know. Okay, try now.
Okay.
There we go. Hey, it even synced up. Wonderful.
Worked.
Yep.
Huzzah.
Download this. Download this. Download this. And we need to go download this as well.
Also, Visa and MasterCard are now working to cut all payment processing to all major manga distributors.
Horrifying. Everything's working against us in the system, isn't it? Okay. So what else are we adding to the playlist?
Bought Silent Hill F on Xbox, still have to play it. But I'm playing SH Homecoming first.
Yep. Let me add this to the playlist. And this one. And this one.
I wish only the worst and most unmonetizable things towards the CEOs of these companies.
Yep. Okay. Now let me see. Is it the playlist? Yep. And go random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Okay, that should be enough for variety. And let me know if the music's too loud or anything like that. It should be just fine, right? Okay, the TDS should be working as well. Alright, sorry for the long delay. But welcome people to the tutorial series for Sid Meier's Civilization VI. Feel free to leave the like to the video if you so wish. And there's just a bunch of original music as well. So hopefully things are going to work out. And I'm just going to start off with some options to the game that might help people out. I've got quick combat and quick movement enabled. Just so that you'll see. Well, I'm gonna disable quick combat and quick movement. Gotta turn on quick movement just so that you see it. Quick combat becomes enabled after a while. You know what? Just enable this. This will speed up the game significantly, though you don't get to see a couple of the cool combat animations. I've disabled the advisor. Tuner is just not needed here. CD range attack blocks the end of turn is on. But the first thing you want to start doing is set up one turn between autosaves and keep all autosaves. Very important in case the game crashes, or if you want to cheese it a little bit. Alright, and I haven't set up anything graphically that is too tough on the PC. The other thing that you might want to do is, depending on your accessibility, I've added the numpads slash and numpad stars for toggling map tacks. But that's but as long as you have full accessibility, Shift A, Shift D, and Shift S should be simple enough. And if you're starting off, disable the intro video will increase the boot times. And even before we begin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the list of mods. The list of mods, okay, if you go to mods here, game options, no, not game options, additional content. This is the list of mods that I'm going to use. There's a couple that I've already listed. I think it should be over here. Did I post it already? Yep.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so this is the list of mods. All right. So if you're going to get started, this is the list I say as an essential list of mods. A couple of things that I can't really play the game without anymore, because playing the game without these mods are very not very accessible for me. There's things that are purely aesthetic, like better civilization icons, of course, but we have espionage screens, loading screens, report screens. But out of all these, yeah, this, like, you'll need the ones that are most I like the most is this one. Community quick user interface is the one that's essential to me, because it reduces the number of clicks, makes the empire management just a breeze. It's so good, right? The other one, well, this is the enhanced mod manager that makes it easier to install and uninstall mods. And there's things like and the other one that I cannot do without is the policy change reminder. This is the biggest, most frustrating thing about the game without a mod, because you're gonna forget. It's like, damn it, I forgot to change policies again. Right? And the last one out of all this is quick deals, which shows different AI's offers, makes trade so much easier. And over here is quick start, which removes logos and EULA from the beginning of the game. so you get just boot straight into the game, right? The rest are either aesthetic or just UI improvements that I like, right? So just click subscribe to all and make things easier for you. You barely notice a difference, all right? What did I promise is another thing, but these are all just very important info related things that makes the game so much easier to read and process, right? So I would recommend you just download those mods and turn all of them on. It is absolutely essential. Has no impact on the gameplay gameplay whatsoever, but it is a much improved UI experience. Like, without this, I think it would be a chore to play the game. And there's a bunch of other mods on the left side that I could play with. There's even things like Hillier Hills that I'm going to enable here to make things easier to look at. Right? And then there's there's even, wait a minute, did it not already play that? And there's things that I actually prefer to be turned on as well, but things like starting scouts and stuff that makes the game a little bit easier. But either way, let's just go ahead and go single player
late here. Probably gonna go. I'm
okay.
glad I got to see you guys.
I'm glad to hear from you too, Noah.
By Manta waving hand.
Yep, see you, Noah. But I'm just going to create a game here. Okay.
Always good to see you, Noah.
Anyways, yes, always good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. And I'm gonna go with Immortal. It's not quite as much. I usually just play on Deity, and just as a flex, right? I'm just gonna show you off that you've come to the right person to ask advice about Civilization VI.
Maybe
I played
I'll
more
play
than
the stream tomorrow to see what I missed.
Yeah, sure. But it is just it is a good time to get into Civ 6 because it's so cheap, right? I'll just let you know now if you go to the Hall of Fame and yeah, check it out.
Waving hand.
I have completed every single character on Deity. So, with over 4,400 hours under my belt, and completing every single character, under every single victories.
Oh my.
Yep. I achieved 73 cultured victories, 3 diplomatic, 8 dominations, 18 religious, 11 science victories. I've kept from getting score victory because score victory is easy to get. And it's just a matter of taking your time, right? And running out of turns. But yeah, I've won every single character. I know how to play every single character. Yep. So I know I should have done. The thing is, I've done Civ 6 content, so I haven't done Civ 6 content in such a long time because I think the game is a little bit, how should I say it, saturated. Like, there's just so many people doing Civ 6 content, and we've passed the point of Civ 6 becoming relevant and stuff. But either way, let's just create the game, shall we? And it depends on whether if you have the Frontier Pass or not. But there are 3 leaders or 3 civilizations that have recommendation that is recommended to start off with. The first
from
one.
What I hear Civ 7 ain't taking any of the relevance.
No, there it is. Right, so the first ruler that is recommended people start off with is Trajan, or Trajan. The thing about Trajan's Rome is that it really simplifies the gameplay loop. It is basically Civ on training wheels. I do enjoy playing as Trajan because every single victory type's available to him, so you could adapt. But the only problem with him is that I think it is a little bit of Civ on training wheels. In that it teaches you to not immediately after with playing it with Trajan, right? Because your cities you find start with a trading post as well as basic districts or a city center building, right? So immediately it becomes very easy to build and sprawl your empire very, very quickly. And I'm going to let you choose whether it's going to be this guy or the second guy that is recommended for beginners is Pericles. Pericles is also very vanilla, right? Because he basically has one extra policy slot in any government, right? However, he is very geared toward two types of victories, which is diplomatic and cultural. So it's actually geared towards those victories specifically. So if we play as Greece, it will end up with one of those two types anyways. So the upside is that it's very versatile, but downside is that we are limited to those types of victories. Last but not least is Japan. Japan is, for me, one that I like in terms of teaching, because but this is not the easiest Civ to play to start off with, but he is one of those Civs that is good for any victory type and is one of the top tier Civs in terms of usefulness. The fact that it also teaches you to learn to place districts and learn how to do the mid game and plan ahead to do well. So yeah, so there's that. So I'm gonna leave it to you, Mana. Either Japan, which focuses on building districts, Rome, which is focused on sprawling as much as you can, and Greece, which is versatile but is geared towards diplomatic or towards diplomatic and cultural victories. So which one do you want me to use, Mana?
Let's go with Japan.
Okay. Go Hojo. And by the way, if you are a big spender and spent money on Frontier Pass, the other alternative, of course, is Tokugawa. Tokugawa is even better as a beginner Civ. But I want this to be for people, where is it? T. Tokugawa is very, very good for beginners as well, but he's more to do with insular, just build it, this isn't civilization, this is SimCity kind of civilization. Because he's focused on being insular and internal trade routes, right? But there's a bunch of things we could actually use as well. And
so no interaction, LOL.
yeah. We're gonna go with standard speed, and I'm going to, like I said, we're gonna start playing on I'm gonna start playing on Immortal. Most of the things or the strategies I'm gonna go over are very good are mostly used for deity anyways, and eventually you could slowly move up towards deity. But if you play the game on any other difficulty below Immortal, King, and Emperor and stuff, play it at the game defaults you to Prince difficulty, but it's going to be very easy to play it on Prince. The thing about the game is that it actually kicks you to the game AI doesn't improve. I'll say that, but the AI gains bonuses the more difficult it goes. So all of the things that you learn in lower difficulties still apply to higher difficulties. You just need to react better. So with that being said, we could go advanced setup as well for city states and map size and all of these other things, right? But we're just going to go with the default configuration. Let's go ahead and start. What we have right now is continents. So you start off with 2 other civs on your same continent and 3 other civs on the separate continent that we won't be able to reach unless we research much later into the game. All right? Please work properly. Don't freeze up.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. The great wave of Buddhism follows you, Shikan of Japan, Hojo Tokimun. Your people truly understand.
It's Tokimune, by the way.
And even your finest samurai will be well learned and spiritually apt. Be strong, embrace the divine wind, and you will reach enlightenment.
Okay. Japan's broken for one thing and one thing only. Meiji Restoration. Meiji Restoration is the ability that makes all districts receive additional standard adjacency bonuses, which means that Japan is great for teaching people about this. It is good, not great, but it's very good for teaching people about adjacencies, right? And why planning matters. It doesn't handhold you at the beginning of the game like Trajan does, but I do recommend Trajan if you want to try to start playing yourself first. Right? But okay, land units receive +5 combat strength in land tiles adjacent to coast. Naval units receive +5 combat strength in shallow water tiles, and builds an encampment, holy site, and theater squares. Districts receive in half the time. Units receive damage from no damage from hurricanes. Civilizations that are at war with Japan receive 100% unit damage from hurricanes in Japanese territory. So this is just a little bit of a reference to the kamikaze, as in the nature being very nice to Japan and the divine winds, right? The electronics factory is something much later. We don't need to worry about that until much later in the game. Right, so as we begin, let's talk about settling. Oh. Okay. This might be a reroll. Maybe. Right? Maybe a reroll. But we'll need to think about this slightly. Okay. It's going to be really difficult to justify settling close here. Right. Why I'm considering a reroll? Because there's not a lot of good settling locations at where we started. Right? So over here, if I click number 4, we'll talk about best places to settle. There's fresh water, coastal water, and no water, right? And settling on areas outside of the ones in dark green is going to be problematic because it's going to, have no water, which makes your cities grow a little bit slower, right? And what I'm going to consider is that where we want to settle our first city. We know
we want to stay near water for our combat bonus too, right?
A little bit, yes. We want to stay near coast for combat bonuses. And we do get quite a fair bit of really cool bonuses here. But talking about bonuses, there's a couple of things you need to know. First off, there's 5 different types of terrain that you could settle on. There's grassland, which is the most of this. There's this one, which is plains. And the most ideal tile to settle on is a plains hill tile. Like this right here is a plains hills tile, which makes for a great city. But if we decide to settle here first, we're going to move, due to our movement penalties, if I press move here, it's going to take us 4 turns to settle, which is not ideal. It's going to take us a while to get there. Not the best place to settle at all. But it's a great place for a city. Which means that we want to be able to settle somewhere that is, if we look here at, yep. So we want to be able to settle somewhere. And cities need to be a certain distance apart. So if I press 4 here and hold control button, you notice that if we hold on to this place here, that's the city's range. If you want to place a city here, then we'll need to place a city outside of its range. So with that, logistically, I think the only other place that makes sense is here. So if we plonk down a city here, city center here, this is quite advanced for our first city, but this is me thinking ahead. And basically the place you want your first city is a place with lots of the green stuff over here. The green stuff is health. No, not health. Food. And the brown stuff is production. So if we zoom in, not zoom out, give me a second. Let me just slowly put all the various windows back in place here. Let me try zooming in now. Okay. Yep. There's food over here. The more food, the faster your city will grow. And the more production, the faster your city will build things. Right? So we have the downside of where we are right now is that there's a ton of jungle. Jungle's very annoying to build in. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, don't think too hard here. I'm going to move 1 square to the right and settle over the stone. Right? Which is going to take us 1 turn. And we're going to build right here. Right? And there's stuff like error score and stuff. Don't worry too hard about that. But we need to figure out what and where and when and how to place our cities. And we're going to keep exploring with our dude to see if and how and where we want to place our various districts. Yep. And over here, you can see, now that we've placed Kyoto over the stone, the bonus resources over here has given us an extra production. So we have a 2 food to production tile to settle. And then we have a 2 food to production tile over here where to start working with our population. And we could either go here and get more food production immediately, or we could go here to get more growth with less production. So if we could do this and let's say, oh, we want to scout. It's going to take 8 turns. right? Versus this, which is going to take us 5 turns. It hasn't updated, but if we go out and back in, you'll notice that, yeah, it's now 5 turns. Yep. And the growth, you can see here, is going to take 8 turns to grow population versus 5 turns to grow population, 8 turns to produce a scout. And in overall, I think that's the best thing we want to do for this right now.
I was having trouble figuring out what the best units to produce at what time.
Yep. And the best unit to produce, you need at least 2 units to start off with. A reason being is that your character, the number one most important thing you need to do in the game is to scout. And there's a couple of different ways of going about this. We could either go with a 2 scout opener, which would help you explore faster. We can go with the double slinger opener, which is going to make it harder for you to scout. Or we could go scout slinger as well. Usually it's scout slinger and then monument. This is the usual go-to in terms of what to produce. Reason being is that scouts will make us able to move through all these jungly areas faster. And we'll need a slinger for various bits of research and defense, right? The thing is, later we'll learn all about the tech tree. And aside from these 3 first ones, there are things that are called tech boosts, right? So if you found a city on the coast, we're going to get a sailing
Slingers
boost.
are good for research.
Yes, slingers are good for research because if you kill a unit with a slinger, it'll boost the archer. It'll give us an archery boost, meaning that it'll take us half the time to research archery. And if we meet another civilization, we get a boost to writing. So all of these things, we have also farmer local resource. Yep. We have farmer local resource. So you could start things to do with farming, and you could build quarries, build mines, and kill barbs. Yeah, these things will take more time to research, certainly. But as you can see, we're spending our first few turns researching things that we could do. We could build the mine, we could build the quarry, and looking through, you see over here, we have farms that we could improve, and we have quarries that we can improve. Not a lot of mines. And also in the future, if we settle a unit here, we could start building things to capture all of these areas and start fishing and other things. And you could even use things to mark things out. Like, for example, if we mark things with quarry, like I want to build a quarry here, it'll mark that out for you. Yeah. So there's all that. And in the future, we might do a fair bit of planning as well to deal with all of this floodplains. Floodplains are high food, but very low production. So the problem with our start right now is the fact that we're pretty low production. We probably want to turn all of these into quarries to improve our production almost immediately. Which means that our first few, the first thing we want to research is either going to be mining or astrology. I'm going to go with, because we're going to spend our first 5 or 6 turns. Like you can see here, we're going to spend 5 turns here and more turns here on the slinger and more turns here on the monument. I'm going to just do the scout here. Queuing up things are a good idea in concept, but we need to be adaptable. And if we queue up items, we're going to forget what we could do, or go, wait a minute, we need to do this or do that. We also have citrus that require, as you can see here, if you hover over things on what is needed to improve. Like here it says mining, irrigation, irrigation. So all of this, we probably want to get mining first to get our quarries up. But the other thing we want to get ASAP is a religion. Japan's very strong with that. But the only problem now that I see is that we have very, very bad choices for tiles to get us a religion. All of this, jungle, not very good for getting us a pantheon or a religion quickly. But still, I'm going to half research. I'm going to go mining first. And hopefully, if we get a free builder from somewhere, we could improve our research. Or go pick what we're going to go next. Usually, it's either mining first or beelining astrology. Because because we're not going to get something to build. Getting a builder first is not that good either. Because it's going to take a while before we get ourselves anything relevant to build. Okay. This is very good. We've met a city-state. The city-state, is it our first? Yes. You can see that our city-state right now is giving us +1 culture in the capital because this is a cultural city-state. And you could also get, at least if you become suzerain, your districts on or next to coast and lake tiles provide +2 culture. This is very, very strong as well. And also, there's a couple of things that you'll notice that this is from the fact that I installed Community Quick User Interface. You could easily press F2 to see your status and the quests of the city-state as well. So as soon as we train a galley or our first boat, we will get 1 envoy. And as soon as we reach 3, and as long as we have more envoys, you get districts next to coast or lake tiles provide +2 culture. We're going to get a huge culture boost if we want to actually bring them, right? So let's go to next. Let's go ahead and keep moving here. These are lake tiles, so they also provide fresh water. So we'll press 4 here. You'll see that these provide fresh. Well, if we're able to settle, you'll see that they have fresh water. But city-states, especially this one, has already blocked the location for our second city. So that's unfortunate. So let's keep going. Yep. And the way movement works here is that your unit has 2 base movement, as you can see here. Moving in, unlike Civ V, where movement is based on when you step ends when you step into a tile. That's how it's calculated. So the way things are different here is that if you step into a tile, I don't know. Civ 5, when movement is calculated on when you step out of a tile. When Civ 6, you move is based on when you step into a tile. So, for example, movement cost over here cost 2, so you could only move onto a space that requires 2 movement. And as you can see here, scouts are very good for movement because it has base movement of 3, and these areas require 2 movement. So if you press M, for example, it highlights all of the places you could move. And you could say, for example, move 1 here and 2, 3, or you go 1 and then 2, 3. Yeah, so let's just send the scout on a direction where he could move the most number of squares. So here, let's move you here first. And as you can see here, there is a goodie hut. Oh, and we also seem to be...
I was wondering why sometimes I couldn't move very far and other times I could.
Yeah. So basically, it's all just kind of based on base movement here. And already we see that we're down here. We're stuck on pretty much on a coast, which is kind of nice. Yep. I'm going to go with a slinger here then. Because I want to be able to defend against barbs. Yep, and now we go over here.
We got Billy the Slinger.
Yep. And let's move over here. Scouts gain XP on two things. One is if they discover a natural wonder, and the other is when they find a goodie hut. So goodie huts are very good if your scouts get them. We get ourselves an envoy, and we could immediately send it, if we so wish, to Nan Madol. Yep, as you can see here, option to send the goodie hut to Nan Madol, but this does nothing because we don't have a galley to train, or a place to train a galley yet. All right, so we could either go down here. Let's go ahead and go down here to see the edge of these tiles. And we're going to go over here. I think let's go ahead and move over here. I like scouting in a circle. I also like that the oh, we found a barb galley. Yeah. Okay. Which means that there's a barbarian camp somewhere to the right. There we have a lot of space here. That's good. I'm going to move over here. And that should... Yeah, we figured out that we're going to have a city somewhere here. We don't know where yet. We'll need to figure that out. And we're going to keep going. Right. You're going to move over here. Yikes. Okay. Immediately, I hate this so much. Okay, so as soon as we move... Yep, there's some more things that we could move into here. Yep, and as you can see here, this took us 2 movement and we can't move further. And what we have now is a barbarian scout. These things will immediately move towards the closest barbarian camp. And if the scout moves to a camp and successfully gets to the camp, it will start spawning units for a raid. Not ideal. Raids are bad. Okay? Raids are bad. So we'll try to circle down with our warrior and our scout here to be able to hopefully stop the raid. We're gonna go with the the astrology here and hope we find a natural wonder. And this is good. As you can see here, after we reach a certain threshold with our culture, we'll start expanding our borders. And we've expanded to the citrus tile, which gives us 4 food. That's very good. More culture, more borders. And I think it's... We'll see if we're going to need another slinger. And we'll also see that that is going to expand to the rice, which is fine. Now we're going to go with foreign trade. Foreign trade gives us a trader. And if we look over here, you notice as well that we get a craftsmanship boost for improving 3 tiles. So we're going to save that for as long as possible. And we try to discover a second continent. And I do believe that it's number 2 for continents. Like, we only have... Oh, dear. Okay. So the couple of things has happened. We have a barb camp spawned over here. So immediately, I might want to delay the monument and go for another slinger. Another slinger or another warrior to deal with this barb camp. Because, yeah, barbs are unpleasant. But that's what I also mean by we need to keep things flexible. And now we come to the policy screen. Policies show up as soon as we finish researching Code of Laws. And we'll definitely need faith to start off with. And we're going to go with increased strength to barbarians here. We have double experience point for recons and +1 production. Production is not nearly as important as getting the faith and the pantheon. The quicker we get a faith and a pantheon, the faster we are able to pick the one that's available. So first dibs on pantheons, basically. Okay, so as much as I want to save this for our scout, I think we're gonna go over here. And let's go ahead and pick this up. What do we get? Ooh, very good. This is a foreign trade boost, which is nice that we don't actually have to look for a second continent to get that boost anymore. And now we're going to move you here to try to block off the scout from getting to the barb camp. And I feel like getting another slinger before we get started on the monument. The monument could be delayed slightly, simply because we've met with Nanmadal. Nanmadal giving us the extra culture boost is very... it's a significant boost. From none to some. Okay, good. We've distracted him. Slingers are relatively fragile, so you have to be careful. But let's go ahead and box him in. No, that's the wrong button. Let's box him in over here. There we go. R is a shortcut for the ranged attack. Or you could just right click if you're more able than I am. I'm going to move you over here. And the reason we want the slinger early is because we could do this. Go bap. If we finish off this character with a slinger, you get the archery boost. Hooray! And now our little scout could move and look for different spaces of things. We also saw the scout coming from that way. So we're going to move you this way. And hopefully find another barb camp. Let's move you here. There could be a barb camp down at the bottom there. I'm not sure. But we did get a promotion. And as you can see here, we now have this rice tile. And with this, they decided to go with the rice tile, the citrus tile, and yeah, that's probably a growth dependent, which is fine. The game by default goes for the highest number of tiles. If we go and switch to, for example, a production based thing, it's going to pick up more production at the cost of all that food, which isn't ideal. We're gonna go with food growth here. And picking a promotion, unlike Civ 5, ends your turn. So it's nice to move and then pick, like so. Yep. And we're gonna try to do a couple of things when we move, like so. Ooh. Let's go ahead and move. I assume that there's going to be, okay, so there's no barb camp here. So I'll assume that the barb camp is going to be somewhere up top. Okay, no barb camps yet. And we're going to move you here. And we already got started to this on this as well, so we might as well finish it. Let's go ahead and get started on the monument afterwards. We can get a settler, certainly. But most likely, we're gonna try to get a... Oh dear, okay. So we have a flooded tile. Not ideal. Yeah, we could try to get a settler, but that's going to drain one of our pops, which isn't ideal. I'm going to have you heal up first. I've had scouts die from floods way too often. It's just such an unfortunate thing to happen. And we're going to move you here. It is very likely that that scout's going to... get shot by the Nanmadal walls, but that's fine. Right. I think going with double slinger might have been a bit of a mistake.
That's the positive aspect.
Yeah, it got shot down. Unfortunate. We could wait until this spawns another barb, certainly. I'm going to wait, just in case, before cleaning this up. And I could press F5 to quick save. I could wait for another barb to pop up, because if we kill 3 barbs, it's going to finish one of our boosts as well. Yeah. And that's the boost to, whatchamacallit, to bronze working. Yep. And it's asking us to change policies. This is all fine right now. It's unfortunate that we haven't found ourselves a... Yeah, this is, like I said,
Howdy,
the
howdy. Gonna sleep now.
Howdy, howdy, Savala. Thanks for being here, buddy. Go ahead and get some sleep. Hopefully my civilization dulcet tones will help you sleep. Right, but this one is, like I said,
Hi,
the most
and good night.
The most important one is that you have new policy cards. The policy card reminder is a lifesaver. It literally is so important. Okay, I can't move. I'm going to pause a little for this. I'm going to move over here. And that should be good enough for heals to not get you destroyed. I'm going to move you up this way. And now we're going to move you across the river. Okay, so if I don't capture this now, they're going to take it, so unfortunate.
New policy card. Nani? Triggers healthcare PTSD. I'ma leave now.
Okay. Have fun, buddy. But yeah, we have no choice but to clear up that barb camp. Couldn't wait for another one to spawn. I'm gonna hope for some more barbarians to spawn, hopefully. Right? And it does look like we're pretty isolated. And unless we find ourselves a wonder now, it does look like that. Ooh. We have neighbors. We found our first neighbor. Let's see who's here.
Aue viator, Augusta e Roma imperator Caesar Traianus sum. Quis es? Qua e terra patria vocas.
It's an honor to meet you, Rome. We would love some of your hospitality. Okay, so we have Roma as our neighbor. Not ideal, because Rome is very expansionist. So what we're gonna do, this is importante. Send the delegation first. If accepted, the recipient will be friendlier towards you and gain a level. You gain a level of access. You only get to do this on the first turn you meet him, really. Right? So, unless you do that, you're gonna be in real trouble. Especially if you want to play a more peaceful game. And you could just pause yourself over, like, yeah, pause yourself over there. And Rome's gonna instantly hate us. Reason being is that Rome is, like I said, expansionist. And he hates civilizations that don't expand and stay in one place. And already he dislikes us. See? And if we didn't send him a delegation first turn, we won't gain that level of access. And he's just going to hate us for
Rome
a
be
very
like,
long
if
time.
you got a pulse, we have a problem.
Yep. And as you can see here, Rome is dealing with some barb problems. There's a ton of desert over here. Wow. And we have one more turn to find ourselves a natural wonder. If not, we'll have to do it the natural way. Yep. The thing is, we could yeah, that's our full it depends on how greedy we want to be. Because if we want to go full greed, we could just bank that single turn of construction indefinitely. Because the next thing we want to construct after the... Yeah, we could keep banking the astrology until we finish construction of the monument. Okay. We have... Alright. So since we're not the first person to meet Zanzibar, we don't get the first envoy. So we don't get the money. And also, if you're a suzerain, it gives cinnamon and cloves. Yep. That's where the Sultan of Oman lives. The Sultan of Oman lives in Zanzibar now. And then we have, yep, Kagwana. Did you actually even meet? Okay, you met. That's fine. And we got an envoy if we finish the trade. If we finish the, whatchamacallit, quest. Okay. I should have switched back to astrology for that turn. Give me a second. I want to turn on sticky keys. Yep. No wonder. Yeah, no wonder. Here's a bit of an advanced technique that we could do. We could bank production. Like, for example, we could pick something right now to build, but we could just double shift and enter to force end turn without building anything. If I find a natural wonder now, I'll be so angry. No, okay. I'm also going to switch over to Early Empire to hopefully find ourselves something. Right. So we go back here. We could construct a holy site. And we don't have a good location for a holy site at all. Yeah. We don't have a good location for a holy site at all. Give me a second. For some odd reason, yeah, sticky keys isn't showing up on the panels for me to see whether I have sticky keys or not. Right, now's a good time for us to get ourselves a builder. But probably getting it with cash. And there's no good spots for a holy site. Right. Now's a good time to talk about adjacencies. Right?
Dang, we need to locate our Jerusalem.
The thing about holy sites, right? They require what's called adjacency to be any good. Right? Yeah, it requires adjacency to be any good. Oh man, I don't usually do this, but do we go for Stonehenge? Because it is just 5 turns for a holy site. Give me a second. And long story short, we probably want a... Okay, so here's a couple of things we'll need to consider. I'll tell you now that the fact that this river exists and has a floodplain, we're going to need to dam it. So this is just for the future, right? And there's a couple of things you need to consider if we do dam this. For example, okay, I'm just going to basically don't worry about this. Don't worry. Don't assume what I'm doing is normal, but this is for the future. But this is what I'll need to do for city construction, right? And just thinking ahead in the future of what we need to do. Right? And the thing about floodplains is that they have dams that they flood, and for us to prevent the flood, we need dams. And for us to construct dams, after constructing dams, it is very, very much ideal to make districts surrounding it to make sense of the whole thing, right? So currently, these are the only districts that kind of make sense in the short term, right? But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop the holy site down here, just because we want to get a religion, and there's no better religions right now, or better place to place these things right now. But this is the idea that if we're going to place districts, or if we're going to place like districts in the future and get as much of an improvement on this area as possible, we require this kind of setup. But as you can see, the more districts we place with our pins, the better you get for the adjacency. So this is for the short term. We could definitely place our holy site here. Right? And we'll see if they want something from us. We don't have anything in particular for sale to do quick deals. D for deals. But yeah, there's nothing we could do. And we could do this, or we could have invested in, say, whatchamacallit, a wonder, and go all the way and do that, but it's not ideal. It's still best for us to try to construct a district here.
In my trial game, the British wanted non-stop luxury items from me in trade deals.
The thing about luxury items, right? So for example, the citrus. Citrus requires irrigation. If you do have duplicates of luxury items, it does nothing for your amenities. If you want to talk about what luxury items do, is that if you do have a luxury item, it improves your happiness for each different distinct luxury item. So you can see here we have orange here for irrigation, citrus for irrigation. If you have 2 copies of citrus, you might as well trade one away, because it does nothing for your happiness. So if we get our second city up over here, we could get ourselves some amber, for example. That's a luxury resource. So if the AI keeps pestering you for luxury, that means that you have a luxury resource that you don't need. Okay. We could either go here. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and do that. But the thing is, that's usually not the best deal available. The best deal available is always, if you use quick deals, it'll negotiate the best deals available at all times. It'll make things so much easier. So if we go ahead and do that, it might be about time we bring back some of our units. Okay, and we got our state workforce boost. Pretty nice. And go ahead and move. And we can't move anywhere else. Right, next up is what do we want to get? I'm going to go with writing. Or we could half research our irrigation. We could also go with a trader, which will give us more money in the long run. The thing is, we're going to the question of whether or not to get the religion, right? Here we go, press O for great people. Rome has already gotten started on theirs, so the best course of action right now is to get a shrine and hope that we get one of the religions available. Because we're going to be on a real race to grab one of the great peoples. Yep, Rome's just... Why aren't you building settlers? You don't want to build some settlers? You should be building settlers. I'm going to invade you if you don't build settlers. Make your territory my own. And we can go keep exploring. I hate the fact that there's no natural wonders at all showing up. And finally we have our Pantheon. Let's go ahead and have a look-see at what is available. Right, so out of all these, we have the Aurora, Tundra, River Goddess is interesting because we are building our friggin... Oh, darn it, I forgot Forgore. River Goddess is interesting because we are getting +2 amenities, +2 housing. Because we are building a holy site adjacent to a river. But that's only very briefly. Divine Spark will be cool for great people. We don't have Marsh Oasis or Desert Floodplains. We have +1 production to fishing boats. We do have fertility rights that gives us a builder and increased growth potential. We don't have the adjacency to jungles anymore either for our faith. So we could get +2 faith from quarries because we have 1, 2, and 3 quarries that we're going to build in our capital. But that is probably gonna be a bit of... It's gonna be a lot of early faith, right? But I think out of all this, I like the fertility rights here. Getting a free builder is good. Right? And then we could spend the extra money we get on a trader. And now we can go and start finishing this. Get a masonry boost for quarries. And do we get early? Yeah, we're in the middle of getting early empire, right? Yeah, my thing, okay, I'm gonna have you auto explore now, so I'm gonna press E for that. I'm going to move and grab this farm. And we're good. gonna trade with Rome because Rome's gonna give us extra faith. Thank you. That gives us a boost as well. And as you can see here, look at all the wonders. Hanging Gardens have been taken, which is sad. Great Bath has been taken, which is unusual. That means that there's a another Civ. Dude. Seriously? Why are you in the way of me constructing my stuff? I'm gonna move over here. AI being annoying. I'm gonna move you over here. Okay. Okay, finally. We could move... That delayed my builder from irrigating for 1 turn.
I'm sorry if I'm not saying much, I'm just taking in the info.
No worries. I assume that's what you were doing. There's a lot of info to take in for this game. But yep, as you can see here, we've irrigated, so that would help us with our growth. And
The man who has grit enough to
that gives us irrigation. So basically, if you know anything about, it's gonna take us a few extra turns as well, which sucks, because I wanted the early Empire boost to happen with craftsmanship as well, but that's fine. And we're now gonna go with
The high-speed movement is
writing.
really funny to me.
Yep. And another wonder is gone. I think it's Atemananki. Yeah. All these early wonders, especially on higher level difficulties, go real fast. Which is... yeah, what the AI is focused on. Because they have extra... whatchamacallit? Extra speed.
It was luxuries like air
Alright, and now we have early Empire. But which we couldn't boost. But with this, that's our 3rd improvement, which boosts craftsmanship. Yep, which we waited for. And since we already built... okay, so that's the civics tree, basically. Craftsmanship gets boosted by having 3... having a total of 3, improvements on your empire. And foreign trade is boosted by finding foreign trade. Early empire is total 6 population. And this is by building a specialty district. So we're going to go ahead and go to state workforce. But the thing is, the ASAP thing to get is political philosophy. So if we build any specialty district and meet 3 city-states, we should be on par to getting political philosophy. So that's the first thing we want to get ASAP. Question now is, what's the next thing we want to get? We're going to start on our settler already. And with our settler, we should be able to get both state workforce and anyways, for civics, the first thing you should beeline for is political philosophy, because that unlocks your first government. And with state workforce, we should be able to get well, this and this will grant you governor titles. And the first governor, where there's so many different areas of thought here on who the first governor should be. And it is usually a tie. There's three that you should consider. Amani is one interesting choice because Amani lets you grant two to envoys, so you could become suzerain immediately with one of these guys. But there's something called the Amani tour, which is putting her in this one, and there's another envoy we could slot her in. There's another place we could slot her in, and that gives you a bunch of really cool era score. But I don't. That's not very as important as there's a couple more. There's Pingala. Pingala lets you go and generate increased science and culture, which is very good for going tall. And usually that's very good to jumpstart your cities, definitely. But I'm going to go with Magnus here. And Magnus is going to go to Kyoto. Magnus is important for one of two reasons. The first off is that if you look at his abilities, Groundbreaker, plus 50% yields to plots of harvesting and features removals in the city. So if you're planning on building things and removing things and chopping down trees, doing it without Magnus you will lose out, very much so. But the promotion that we want for Magnus that is most important is this. Provision is settlers trained in the city does not consume population. So you should always delay settling until you get at least 2 levels on Magnus. And we're at almost the great time for Magnus to be able to get both of his promotions here. So you can see here, Magnus assigned to this city, you get 1 promotion, and as soon as we finish state workforce, he's going to get another governor title. And this should time very well for finishing the state workforce as well as finishing this next settler. And with that, what I think I want to do is I want to start on bronze working. Why do I want to start on bronze working? That's because I want to get...
Is your strategy here just the strategy for your leader, or does this work for the majority of leaders?
For the majority of leaders, this strategy is for the majority of leaders. First step is make sure you have units going out scouting for things, because scouting is very, very key to getting a lot of the... What's the word? Scouting is key for getting a lot of the boosts. Like, for example, on that little continent, it may well be a different continent. So, that little island may well be a different continent. So, it might give us, say, a little bit of XP as well. But first thing is you always get at least 2 units out to look around, get some boosts from goodie huts. And the next is your second, the timing of your second city should coincide with getting Magnus and his governor titles, so that you don't waste population. And if I want to min-max things further, I could even just wait until, like, not waste the extra boost of getting 6 pop here, and maybe research something else like mysticism. But I think it's not worth the extra time. The most important thing for the early game is making sure you get to political philosophy as quickly as you can. And scouts, in particular, are very, very important for getting that. But the thing is, right now, we have a bit of trouble because we couldn't find our 3rd barbarian to unalive or to oof. We could, if even the barb here is gone as well. So there's that, and you can see here we don't even have the barb stuff prepared anymore. And let's just go ahead and do double experience for recons, because this is just in case that little nub of an island gives us extra items. But as you can see here, we're getting faith from Kyoto, so we probably don't need to get this, use this anymore. We could go for extra money, which is always good, or extra production, which is always better. We could actually even go for 50% production towards settlers. Which is what we're doing right now. Which is going to mess up our timing a little. For getting state workforce and a second promotion for Pingala. Ah, very good. We have a barb camp spawn. So with our barb camp spawn, we should head this way. The reason why I want bronze working right now is that it allows us to chop rainforests, which we couldn't do before. Okay. And we're heading towards a dark age, which is fine. I mean, we could do a few things to not be in a dark age. But I think that's going to take a lot more effort. And by the way, one of the things that I have as a mod, as a mod, is I'm not sure if it's here, but we have era progress, right? So right now we're between 0 to 10, and we can go gain some more era score. I don't know where it is though. Oh, I probably don't have it installed. Because it should be an era tracker. The era tracker helps us with what we could do for getting era score. Oh, and immediately you already see this guy being an a-hole. Because he's here with a settler. So we might need
I didn't
to
really understand the era score stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Era score is certain actions give you era score. So it will think if you manage to go through the age. For example, if you get 25 or more era score, gets you to a golden age, right? And if you don't get enough, you get of an era score, you go to a dark age. And if you reach the threshold of 11 or more, gives you a golden age. And there are some certain strategies that says you should bank for a later age. But I don't think that's necessary at all. But if you are min-maxing things, usually if you try to do certain things, you should be able to reach a better age, so to speak. And if you're able to get to a different, if you are able to successfully get more era score, you will be able to get it basically is an ebb and flow for the various different ages. Yeah, that's not that's not a different continent. That's unfortunate. We're too close to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to Slinger. Because it's going to be 4 turns. It's going to be 3 turns for the state workforce to end. And we're going to go here. Unfortunately, we don't have the... as you can see, Rome has been a bit of an a-hole and settled close to us. But of course, by settling close to us, he's given us a bit of a help, actually. Because with this guy's losing loyalty. And eventually, the city's going to flip neutral. And if we settle anywhere close to this, so if we settle somewhere here, for example, the city's going to flip back to flip to ours. So we're going to get a free city. Because Rome's been, unless we mismanage this somehow, we're going to get a free city, pretty much. And, oh, they're going to give us money for opening borders. Okay, that's good.
Foolish Rome.
Oh, give me a second. I'm going to try to do this properly. I'm going to move behind Rome's unit. And hopefully get and wait for... Oh, come on. Okay. That's what I get for trusting Rome or asking Rome for help. I'm going to move you here. I'm going to stay here. And hopefully that warrior is going to smash into this dude. Of course he did. Yep. AI is being a bit of an a-hole right now. And of course his loyalty is going up now. He's at full loyalty because he put his unit inside. Or something's up to that caliber. Yep. With that thing that completed, we're gonna go straight for political philosophy. And perfect. As you can see here, Governor Magnus is here. We're gonna go with provision, confirm, and we're gonna change policies back. I should have not switched out of +5 strength against barbarians. That was a mistake. And just go with +1 production to all cities, because we're going to be finished with the Slinger anyways. Why are you why are you angry for my troops passing by? Seriously, you settled in my area, and you're angry that my troops are close to yours. It's just Rome being Rome. We might need to go on an early war to deal with this.
Typical Rome.
And we're gonna get some cities. And now we're in the Dark Age. That's fine. Right. So we're gonna have a make dedication. And the next age this will determine whether if we're gonna do well for the next age. And we're gonna go pick free inquiry because it's the easiest dedication to get. Gain +1 extra arrow score from your trigger, your Eureka. And if we play this correctly and we get ourselves through the Golden Age threshold, we should get what's called a Heroic Age, or basically my eyes age. because a golden age allows us to do a bunch of different really cool things. Okay. Please let me finish you off. And we're gonna move over here. We could either... Okay, there's a couple of places we could settle. We could settle here. Or we could settle here, which is nice and close to Rome. But I think we will go ahead and settle over here. And wait until... We're going to go with Builder for a little bit. And because it's a new... whatchamacallit, because it's a new era, we could change policies briefly. We can go with production towards builders. So, to get our builder out quicker. But no, let's just go ahead and do that. Right, change policies, production plus one strength with barbarians. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna move you over here. Yeah, the only thing about Rome that I dislike, or there's a couple of things about Rome that I dislike, about the AI that I dislike, is that they settle and create suboptimal cities. But right now, let's go ahead and get our bronze working boost, which we waited for. And very, very likely that Rome's going to attack us soon. So there's that. Let's finish writing. And now that we have bronze working boosted, we're going to use that to be able to build our next thing, which is the government plaza. With the government plaza here, we're going to be able to boost our faith over here. As you can see, we're looking through here. Yeah, we should be good in getting faith for the second religion, not the first. We have a bunch of unmet players, so our continent is just between us and Rome, which is unfortunate. Let those barbarians run amok. You settled in my place, and you refused to protect me, so... Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move you and clear up this barb camp. Thank you very much. And you stay around here. I have a sneaking suspicion that Rome's gonna backstab us, not sooner rather than later. I wonder how. I know.
It was a fantastic landscape.
Oh, come on!
Rocks of the weirdest forms, standing in apparently impossible positions, some placed on or next to others in ways that seemed to defy every law of gravity.
Rome is stacked against us. So for now, I could have gotten whatchamacallit boost. A friggin' boost to...
We must take out Rome.
Yeah. The thing is, it is looking more and more like we have to attack and destroy Rome completely. And why that is important is that Rome is currently currently just way ahead because he has a wonder, he has this thing. Oh, damn it. Okay, so we probably want to just beeline and destroy Rome right now. There's no other thing we should do. So we're gonna probably switch to a combat, military-based. Yeah, we need to actually switch to military. but we'll do that once we settle as much land as we can. Because right now what's happening is we're banking.
Writing means sharing.
And we're slow playing pretty much. We'll need to go for a heroic age and make sure that Rome doesn't settle certain places. So we're gonna move you over here. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna move you here to prevent Rome from settling closer to this area. And we already got iron working, so if we go Control F and search for iron, iron. What are the only three sources? One's over here, so we need to settle close to... Yeah, those are the only three sources of iron on this continent. So the next settler, we need to send ASAP to get the iron, pretty much. So the next settle will be around here, which is decent. Okay, I'm gonna place the city here. And as a general rule, how to build cities. The most important thing about building cities is a city needs 2 districts or 3, depending on what you want to do. Okay, I pressed the wrong button. City will need 3 districts. Just give me a second while I make sure that my PC isn't on fire. A city always needs at least 3 districts. 1 district is the stat district, meaning that... the victory district, meaning that a type of district that coincides with your victory type. The victory district will either be... okay, give me a second. It's either going to be A, holy site, or B, a holy site, B, a campus, or C, and yeah, it's either going to be holy site or the science one, or the campus, one of those two, or C, the encampment. Yeah, those are the 3 types, right? And most likely this guy is his district. The first district is going to be encampment, and I'm going to place it right over here. No, encampment. Second district is always a money district. So it's either going to be a harbor or commercial hub. Because the finance aspect is that one of these two will grant you a trade route. So each city will always require at least one of either a harbor or a what's the word? Or a commercial hub. There are certain exceptions, but we're not going to go over those things on such a early playthrough. Yep. Whatchamacallit? Yep. Because it is a little bit hard to think about all those things at the same time. And the third one is usually a industrial zone to improve production. But as far as buildings go, we have those to consider. Like, and that's why we probably want to get this as quickly as we can. And the other exception will be this, which is the government plaza. The government plaza is one you should get ASAP. Okay, our first promotion should be the increased movement on wood. And there he goes. He got himself the first religion. Mount Roraima is an S tier natural wonder, so Rome's got a huge head start on us already. But as we do this, let's found a city right here. This is another thing that's quite important, is that there are certain types of areas, right? Over here, our first city is settled on grassland, on a grassland hill. Over here is a plains hill. Plains hill have a quite an important distinction about them. Is that they have a base stat of +1 production. Our plains have a base stat of 1 food, 1 production. A plains hill has 1 food and 2 production. And whenever you settle a city on top of a plains hill like this one, automatically it is one of the best places to settle, because it's going to, your inner city is going to have 2 food and 2 production. So if you don't, yeah, if this was the first city that we settled, it would have been quite good as well. But to be fair, that's much later of a consideration. An interesting thing that we might consider here is whether everyone what we want to build here between a campus or a oh yeah, you probably want to build a campus, because now campuses have adjacencies from certain different things. Over here, as you can see, you get +2 adjacency from a reef, so you might want to build a campus here. It also gets +1 science from adjacent each 2 adjacent rainforest tiles. So if we build a campus on this spot right here, it'll get a +3. It's going to be a while to get this campus going, but it is quite it's going to be important for getting us the era score we need. But like I said, we have a campus here, and since this guy is coastal, the next district is going to be harbor. And as soon as we can, the third district after that will be the
That is a wild city layout.
Yep. The third the area will be one of these. I'm not sure which or which and where things are going to go, but yeah. In the near future, we'll be able to put a aqueduct here, and a there's a certain strategy, I'll say now, that is very important. Oh, not important, but there's a strategy called a what is it called? That's called the dam triangle, right? So I'm gonna demonstrate that now, but this is kind of an afterthought. But this is this is very suboptimal for our build, because this city location for especially the first city is very bad, so not ideal. But if we are able to say
triangle.
Yep, very dam triangle, yes. So usually, or once you spot it, this is the Oh my goodness. Let's build it. So a damn triangle will involve a triangle of these. So if you settle a city here, settle a city here, settle a city here, settle a city here, and then you set them up so that there's a triangle of cities, as you can see here. A triangle-shaped city. You have huge. Look at that. That's a plus 12 production on the industrial zone. So this is particularly very, very good for scientific victories, because science victory is all about production, right? So this is something that's very advanced, but we're not doing that actually. But it's an option. And we could also talk about housing as well. The thing about the cities, right, and housing, your cities, if you look at this, whenever you settle cities next to fresh water, right, you get +3 housing. Next to the coast, you get +1 housing. And what happens is, as your cities grow, they reach what's called a housing cap. As you can see here, it's already yellow, right? Population growth is slowed. So if you have a lot of houses, but a lot of food growth, but not a lot of population, you're still, your population growth is slowed. No, the higher the population goes without the appropriate housing, you won't be able to grow your cities as fast, right? So eventually, you probably want to build stuff that increases housing. Aqueducts will increase housing, and usually you must put aqueducts next to the city capital, right? It's +6 housing, right? +2 housing built to just adjacent to a geothermal fissure, but not we don't have that. But the most important thing is, usually for every single city you want to build, you have a city center, then you build if you want to go for faith, you go for a holy site, and then after that you go government plaza ASAP, and after you're done with the government plaza, I'm going to select this one. After you're done with the government plaza, you start going with your commercial district, which is either going to be the commercial hub or harbor. And as you can see, harbors get adjacencies from city center, from districts, and from sea resources. So you can see immediately that this city, after getting the hub here, you get more trade routes. So yeah, all in all, this is generally a very, like I said, our start is very slow in comparison to, we're basically slow rolling this entire time. So it's going to be difficult for us to actually get our stuff as quickly as we could. I'm going to move you here to guard our city. Yep. We're going to move you over here. And we could do either one of two things now. Which is we could get started on another settler. Or we could get started on the government plaza, which is going to be our next district. But we're not going to, like, immediately we could say, hey, we could build the government plaza now on top of this, but it will remove the rainforest. And if we don't send a worker to remove that rainforest, it's just going to be wasted production. Hey, I see you there eyeing my... Okay. Look at that. We're going to have to focus quite a fair bit on defense now. We're gonna try to we might not be able to afford to get currency. We might need to go animal husbandry into archery, because these units definitely are gonna come for our cities. Without a doubt.
He has so many warriors.
These guys, there's two types of warriors, which you could actually see from the tooltip. These ones are his. These, however, belong to a city-state, because they're only available for a certain amount of time. He levied it from Zanzibar, so basically he spent money. He spent money on Zanzibar to buy and levy some of their units, because he's suzerain with them. So there's that. All right, so we go next. And as you can see, we could see him saying, oh, Rome's building this, Rome's building that. I'm going to actually stop the building of the settler. And we're going to use one of the charges of our builder to chop. And since Magnus here grants an extra 50%, we're going to get a bunch of food in production, which brings our pop up to 7. And we're going to build the government plaza right where we chopped it. Right? And we might not be able to get ourselves things very quickly either. But we're getting error score for discovering things. Yep. We are now finally in political philosophy. This is going to be out of not concern, but this is for sure we're going to need. We're picking oligarchy. Out of all the governments available, there's oligarchy, which is combat based, +4 melee strength against units, and there's autocracy, which is +1 to all yields for each government plaza building, diplomatic quarter building, and such, and increased production towards world wonders. And all cities with districts gets +1 housing and amenity. This is the longest, the one for the best of the longest run. But for the short run right now, what we need is oligarchy. We need to chop out and get some units out ASAP. And we're going to switch that production as well. But not before changing policies. We don't need this against barbs anymore. What we're going to do is we're going to go with unit production, and we're going to go with unit maintenance. That's just in preparation. Alternately, we could go for increased naval units, but we don't have the naval unit stuff learned yet. The other thing what we could do now is we could go with monasticism as an option. Yep, science in all cities in the holy site. It'll reduce our culture, which isn't ideal. We also have a choice of going first envoy for counts as 2. That is also quite important. This way, if we go to Caguana and send an envoy, we'll get 2. And if we're going to train archers soon anyways, we need to bring you back. Otherwise, we're going to get mauled by Oh, so there you are. Yeah, we're gonna get mauled otherwise. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move over here. Oh wait, do we even have fishing yet? I think we got fishing boosted, but not sailing boosted, but not done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move you here. Or actually, since we don't have sailing yet, we're going to remove this improvement. And we're gonna go with, okay, so the question is, what next? We could either go with games and recreations. I think we're gonna go with games and rec. This is another very important choice, is whether if we want to go beeline theology and go for the next government as soon as possible, which is one way of doing this. But for me, I'm gonna go to feudalism, because it gives us samurai. Japanese unique medieval unit that replaces man-at-arms does not suffer combat penalties when damaged. So we're going to beeline straight towards him, because we're going to need as much A, era score, and B, help with the damage as much as possible. Okay, thank you for the extra bit of XP, but we're in dire need. Okay, so we're gonna harvest the resources for extra food. Because we're going to build... There's another district that we're going to build here soon. And we're going to hope to see some horses.
I am fond of pigs.
Do we have any horses? We have one right over there. Okay. That's bad. It's going to be a while before you could actually get back here. Hope for the best. Damn it. Horses. Yeah. Horses are all over here, so we won't be able to get them horses anytime soon. Building a government plaza is important because it gives us an extra governor title. And I'm going to use this governor title to appoint you to Nanmadal. So that should actually give us a suzerain. And with that, we're going to go ahead and keep going until we get archery. And after archery, we'll figure out what's next. Here's the most important choice, which is, what do we want for the government plaza's first upgrade? We can either go Ancestral Hall, which gives 50% increased production towards settlers in the city. New cities receive a free builder, which is amazing. And it's just pretty cool. The other one that's more obvious is capturing an enemy city grants plus 20% bonus production in all cities for 5 turns. And yeah, that's the probably better for us now if we're going to go with the route we're going. Because what's looking more and more likely is that Rome's going to declare a surprise war on us. We're going to counterattack as far as we can. Maybe conquer as many cities as we can. We have some samurais. We have cities that we want to try to capture. But it is a question of long-term versus short-term. So it is very, very... it is a tough choice. But I have to wait now. Hopefully in this stream I've been helpful, Mana, because we're pretty much done here for the day. I could continue on a different date. But
Very much so. I have
Yep.
learned much.
yes. Any few last questions you want to ask before we call it a video? Because right now the thing about in the gist of things, it's all about min-maxing, or how much you want to. The AI starts off with advantages, a lot of advantages, and you're just going to have to try to reconcile with all those advantages here. But what's likely going to happen at this point is that the AI is going to beeline straight for our cities. We have to defend, and if we defend successfully, we'll counterattack.
So it's basically a balancing act of our resources until late game where we can focus on our win con?
Yes. The thing is, if you spot an enemy, the only thing is, we could either be like peaceful, and just stay insular and start building and city planning up until the point where enemies start to bother us. But the early game is all about expanding to claim as much territory as possible before the AI does. And having Rome as a neighbor is a bit of a bummer because that's his plan too. And as you can see here, we have, unless we settle this city here ASAP, we're going to have a fair bit of trouble. Yeah, and Rome's already on its way to settle another city over here. So it's more and more likely looking to be that we need to conquer his cities. And we have to pivot to a more aggressive plan. Usually what it boils down to is that expand as much as you can and pivot to a more aggressive strategy when the AI becomes aggressive. So there's that. But it does look like we need to pivot straight into aggression here. And the only downside or the only problem we have right now is that we don't have enough units. We have spearmen, certainly, but until we can get iron working, which is going to be rough because we don't have a source of iron. Like we took a little too long. We took a little too long trying to get this area settled. That the AI is gonna probably take this area. Yeah. So it's gonna be really rough for us to actually get the next city set up. Yeah, and yeah, there we go. Prepare for trouble. Yep. And make it double. Yeah. So this is not a good start already. This is one of the... But it's expected. We saw it coming a mile away, but you just probably aren't prepared well enough for it. They're gonna go to maybe... Let's go to Shizuoka. Reason being is that we might switch to the no settles. We might be destroying the city once we try to conquer it. Let's go ahead and target the unit right there. And we probably want to move you here to get you improving. Yep. It is going to be rough for us to survive this because he has so many units. I did not meet... Okay. And that's one of the reasons why it is important for in your settings to go autosave and make sure you autosave every turn, because otherwise things are going to go real rough. But yeah, I think it's a good time to stop. Okay. Let me just pause this and just thank our members here. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the member screen. Thank you, Apilux, Manta, Rafa Vega Chapa, Amisa, and Chris Bredden for being members at the time of streaming, getting to watch videos early, cool badges and emojis for whenever you comment. Like the video, and for the rest of you guys, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the bell to get notified for when I go live. All right, all right. Okay, time to say goodbye. Thanks for being here. See you guys tomorrow, where we head back into Gundam territory. But yeah, glad to be of service, Mana, and see you guys in a bit.
And all. Thank you for the tutorial. Imig to love, Imig to love.